1. Introduction. My name is Denise. I teach math at a college. My life was simple. I taught my classes every day. I helped students learn numbers and solve problems. I liked my job very much. My classroom was a place of rules and clear answers. This was my normal life. One morning, a new school term started. Students came into my math class. It seemed like a normal day. Then a new student walked in. His name was Nick. He was tall. He had dark hair. He walked to the front of the room. He sat in the first row near my desk. His presence was new. During the class, Nick listened very carefully. He seemed interested in everything. He asked good questions. His questions showed he understood the math quickly. He was clearly intelligent. When he looked at me, I saw his eyes. They were kind eyes. They were a warm color. They looked at me differently than other students' eyes. He was just a student, but he felt different. His presence in my classroom made me feel something new. It was a strange feeling. I did not expect it. I had never felt this way before as a teacher. It was not about math. It was about him. This feeling was unexpected and strong. It was hard to understand. I tried to ignore these feelings. I told myself to focus on teaching. I am a teacher and he is a student. This is an important rule. I tried to push the thoughts away. I looked at my lesson plan. I wrote on the board. I spoke about equations. I wanted to keep my mind clear. I wanted to forget the feeling Nick brought. I told myself he was just a new student. It was nothing important. I needed to stay professional. I needed to keep my distance. But the feeling stayed, quiet inside my mind. 2. He needed help. The bell rang and the last students slowly left the classroom. The noise of their chatter faded. Soon, the room was quiet. I was putting my papers away when I saw him. Nick was still sitting at his desk. He looked up and smiled. "Excuse me, Ms. Denise," he said. "Could I ask you about a problem? It's from the last chapter and I don't quite understand it." I told him yes. He walked to the front of the room. I moved to sit at one of the student desks next to him. We sat close. Our elbows were almost touching on the small desk. I could feel the warmth from his arm. My heart began to beat a little faster. It was a strange feeling, like a small drum inside my chest. I tried to ignore it. I focused on the math problem. He pointed to the numbers. His hand was close to mine. As I explained, he listened carefully. He asked good questions. He understood quickly. Then he looked at me and smiled. "That makes so much more sense now," he said. "You explain things very well." We talked for a while after the math problem was clear. He told a small story about something funny that happened in another class. I laughed. It was a real laugh, not just a polite one. He made a few more jokes, and I laughed again. It felt good. I felt light and happy. For a moment, I forgot about my many responsibilities. I forgot I was a teacher. I felt like a young girl again, just enjoying a conversation. It was a feeling I had not had for a very long time. After about 20 minutes, Nick stood up. "Thank you for your help, Ms. Denise," he said. "I really understand it now." He left the room, and I watched him go. That night, I was at home. I tried to relax. I made some tea and sat on my sofa. I opened a book, but I could not read it. My mind was full of thoughts about Nick. I kept seeing his smile. I heard his laughter in my head. I remembered how close we sat. I remembered the warmth from his arm. I thought about the jokes he told. I thought about how I felt like a young girl again. I tried to stop thinking about him. It was not right. He was my student, but I could not stop. The thoughts kept coming. I lay in bed, but I could not sleep for a long time. His face was in my mind. It was a new and confusing feeling. I did not understand why I felt this way. I knew it was wrong, but the feeling was very strong. I just kept thinking about him. 3. A secret meeting. One day, Nick invited me for coffee. It was a surprise. I thought about it for a moment. I knew it was not a good idea for a teacher and a student to meet outside of class, but something inside me wanted to say yes. So, I accepted his invitation. We decided to meet at a small, quiet cafe near the college. The next afternoon, I went to the cafe. Nick was already there, waiting. He smiled when he saw me. We found a table in a corner. We ordered coffee. We started talking. We talked for a long time. We discussed many different things. We talked about our favorite music. We talked about books we liked to read. We also spoke about our lives and our dreams. The conversation was easy and natural. It felt very comfortable to be with him. I learned many new things about Nick. He also listened carefully when I spoke. As we talked, I felt a strong connection growing between us. It was more than just a teacher and student talking. He seemed much older than his 20 years. He had a way of thinking that was mature. His ideas were deep. I felt that he had an old soul. It was a strange feeling, but also very nice. After some time, I remembered our situation. I am his teacher. He is my student. This meeting was not professional. I knew I needed to set some rules. I looked at him and spoke softly. "Nick," I said, "this has been a very nice meeting, but we need to remember our roles. I am your teacher at the college. It is important to keep a clear line between us." I tried to sound firm, but my heart felt different. Nick looked at me. His kind eyes were serious. He did not look away. He said, "Denise, I understand what you are saying, but I am not a child. I am a man of 20 years old. I know what I want. My feelings for you are clear." His words surprised me. They were direct and strong. I did not know what to say. My mind told me to be careful to say no, but my heart felt a different answer. It felt a pull towards him. I was very conflicted inside. The meeting ended soon after. I walked home, thinking only of Nick's words and my own confused feelings. 4. The first touch. One day, the weather was very bad. It was raining heavily. Big, cold drops fell from the sky. I had finished my classes for the day. I was walking to my car, which was parked far away. The ground was wet and slippery. I held my bag tight and tried to walk carefully. The rain made it hard to see clearly. Suddenly, my foot slid on the wet pavement. I lost my balance. My body started to fall. I closed my eyes, ready to hit the ground, but I did not fall. Strong hands quickly caught me. It was Nick. He was right behind me. His hands were warm as they held my arm and my waist. He held me tightly so I would not fall. Our eyes met. His face was very close to mine. The rain fell around us, but it felt like only we were there. Time seemed to stop. I could see the kindness in his eyes. There was also something else, a strong feeling. My heart started to beat very fast again. It was a powerful moment. I felt a strange warmth spread through my body. I forgot everything else around me. He looked at me with a soft expression. A small smile appeared on his lips. Then he touched my cheek gently with his fingers. His voice was quiet but clear. "You are beautiful," he said. His words surprised me. I had not expected him to say that. My face felt warm and I knew I was blushing. I pulled away from him slowly. I took a step back. My mind told me to keep distance. He was my student and I was his teacher. This was not right, but even as I moved away, I knew something inside me had changed. It was a feeling I could not stop. This moment, this first touch, had left a mark. It was a new feeling, a new part of my story. 5. The school knows. The quiet moments Nick and I shared slowly became less secret. People started to notice us. Whispers began in the hallways. A student might have seen us talking closely. Maybe a teacher saw us having coffee. Soon, the small talks grew into louder rumors. I felt eyes on me more often. It was an uncomfortable feeling, like a shadow was following me. I tried to act normal, but my mind was always racing. I knew this day might come. One morning, the college office called me. My boss, Mr. Henderson, wanted to see me. His voice was serious. My stomach dropped. I knew why he called. When I walked into his office, he did not smile. He sat behind his large desk. He held a piece of paper. "Denise," he said, "we have received a complaint." He told me a parent had called. The parent was upset about my interactions with a student. He did not say Nick's name, but I knew. Mr. Henderson spoke about the college rules. He talked about my position as a teacher. He said my actions were not professional. He told me that my job was in danger. He said the college might have to let me go. A cold fear spread through my body. My hands became cold. I listened without speaking. I felt like a little girl being scolded. I wanted to disappear. After the meeting, I found Nick. I had to tell him. My heart was heavy. We met outside where no one could easily hear us. "Nick," I started, my voice shaking a little. "The school knows about us." I saw his face change. "A parent complained. My job is at risk." I looked at him, trying to be strong. "We cannot see each other anymore. It is for your good, too. I don't want to cause problems for you." He looked at me with his kind, strong eyes. For a moment, he was quiet. Then he spoke, his voice firm. "No, Denise," he said. "I will not stay away." He stepped closer to me. "I will fight for you. I will fight for us." His words were brave. They filled me with a strange mix of hope and deep worry. I was very, very scared. I did not know what would happen next. 6. I lost my job. The day I lost my job was very hard. The college principal called me to his office again. I walked there slowly, my heart beating fast. I knew this meeting would be different. He sat behind his big desk, his face serious. He did not smile. He told me the college had decided to end my employment. My teaching career at that college was over. My heart felt like it broke into many small pieces. I could not speak for a moment. All my hard work, all the years I spent teaching math, were gone in an instant. It felt like a terrible dream, but it was very real. I was 35 years old and I had no job. Soon after, everyone in town knew. The news spread quickly, like a fire. My name was in the local newspaper, and stories appeared on the internet news websites. People talked about me everywhere. I heard whispers when I went to the grocery store or walked down the street. They did not know the real story, only the bad rumors. My good name, my reputation, was badly damaged. It felt very unfair because I truly believed I had done nothing wrong. It became very hard for me to leave my house. I felt a deep shame, even though I knew in my heart I had followed my feelings, not rules. My phone, which used to ring often, became quiet. My friends stopped calling me. They seemed to disappear. I understood a little. They were afraid of having problems too. They did not want to be connected to my situation. My family was also very sad and worried about me. My mother, especially, felt a deep shame. She did not understand my choices. She asked me many difficult questions, and it was hard to find the right words to answer her. I felt incredibly alone. It was like I had no one left to talk to except for one person. But Nick was different. He did not leave me. He stayed by my side every single day. He came to my house, bringing me food and just being there. He listened patiently when I cried, and he held my hand tightly. He always told me, "We will be okay, Denise. I am here for you. We will get through this together." He understood my pain. He also started looking for a job immediately because he wanted to help with money. He found a small job, working in a local shop. His support was like a bright light in the darkest time of my life. He gave me strength and hope when I had none left. He was strong when I felt so very weak. One evening, Nick looked at me with his kind eyes. "Denise," he said softly, "we cannot stay here anymore." He explained that this town now held too many bad memories for us. Too many people were watching and judging us. "Let us leave this place," he suggested. "Let us go somewhere completely new. We can start fresh, a new life just for us." I thought about his words for a long time. He was right. It was a very big step and a scary one too. But it also felt like a hopeful step, a chance to breathe again. I looked at him, my brave, loyal Nick. "Yes," I said, my voice quiet but firm. "Yes, let us go. Let us start fresh." We began to make plans to move. It was the only way forward for us. We slowly packed our belongings, saying goodbye to our old life, our old home. It was painful, but also exciting. A brand new beginning waited for us far away. 7, a new life. After the difficult time, Nick and I decided to leave our old town. We wanted a fresh start. We packed our things and drove far. We moved to a small, quiet town. No one knew our story. We felt anonymous and new. This was good for us. We needed to be away from the past. It felt like we could breathe again. In this new town, we found peace. We started a new life. Every day felt better. We spent a lot of time outside. We walked in the park, holding hands. We laughed a lot. It was a happy sound I had not heard for a long time. We talked about our future. We cooked simple dinners. In the evenings, we sat on a small porch watching the stars. Sometimes we just held each other close. These moments showed happiness was possible. We felt a quiet joy grow between us. One afternoon, we walked by a lake. Nick stopped. He looked at me with his kind eyes. He took my hand. From his pocket, he took out a small, shiny ring. My heart beat fast. He knelt down on one knee. "Denise," he said softly, "will you marry me?" Tears filled my eyes. I could not speak, full of emotion. I nodded quickly, then found my voice. "Yes," I cried. I hugged him tightly. The ring was simple but beautiful. It meant everything to me. It was a promise of forever. We wanted a small, private wedding. Weeks later, we found a small church. It was quiet and beautiful. We invited no one from our past. We only had 2 strangers as witnesses. They were kind people. On that day, I wore a simple white dress. Nick wore a nice suit. We stood together, said our vows, and promised to love each other forever. The witnesses smiled. It was a simple ceremony, but it felt perfect. It was the start of our new life as husband and wife. We were finally together. 8. Love always wins. Our life in this new town is very good. It is a quiet place, and we enjoy its calm. I work from our house now. I am a private tutor for math. I teach students who need help with their lessons. It is a job I like, and I feel useful. I can set my own hours, which is a new freedom. Nick is also busy every day. He studies business at a nearby college. He learns many new things about companies and how money works. He wants to have a good future for us both. We both have our own tasks, but we always find time for each other. We rent a small house. It is not big, but it feels warm and comfortable. It has a lovely garden in the back. We like to sit there when the sun shines. We grow some vegetables and many colorful flowers. The garden is a place where we relax and talk about our day. Every morning, I make tea for Nick and me. He says it is the best tea he has ever tasted. On Sundays, Nick often brings me fresh flowers from the market. They are always a nice surprise and make our home even brighter. These small, everyday things make our life full of happiness. Sometimes I remember the past. I know some people in our old town still talk about us. They might not understand our choices, but I do not worry about their thoughts anymore. Their opinions do not change our love or our life. I made a choice that was right for me. I chose love. I chose Nick, even when it meant leaving my old job and facing many problems. Nick also chose me. He stood by me when everything was difficult. His support was a strong light in the dark. We faced everything together. Our love is very strong. It helped us through every hard time. It was tested, but it never broke. We are truly happy now. We feel free from the past and all its worries. We built this new life together, step by step. Each day, we wake up feeling thankful for our peaceful home and for each other. Our house is full of laughter, quiet moments, and a deep sense of belonging. We know that true love always finds a way. It always wins. Yes, I married Nick. He was once my student, and now he is my husband, my partner, and my best friend. Our love story is our greatest success. We look forward to every new day together.